Wait. Text him. And oh, hello, everybody. Are you ready for Yin and Yang? We got two special guests, but I am Yin, and you are.
Charles.
No, you're supposed. Jesus!
You are Yang.
Yang. Charles the Yang.
Gosh, okay.
He's on training.
All right, everybody. Welcome to the Yin and Yang show. I am Yin, and you are.
Yang.
Good job. Very good. I feel like I'm back teaching middle school. Okay. And so because I'm Yin represents women, Yang represents the male side. As women, Yin, can be a little mysterious. Yin means the darkness or the
The light.
shut up. No, he's light. Women cut no. Yin, we as women, we are not so much dark but mysterious. We can also produce some mayhem. We are mothers, so we got the three M's: mysterious, mayhemic, and motherly. And so that's why we are Yin. Now Yang on the other side is the opposite. So what's the opposite of darkness? It is
The lightness.
light. Okay, good.
Okay.
Good job, Charlie. So men represent the strength, bright, strong, out there, in your face kind of thing. And women are the back. We draw back a little. We're mysterious. Even if we are assertive or aggressive, we still have that mystery. It's sexiness. So that's what yin and yang means. So tonight we have a special question for you. And the question is, who's crazier, men or women? We want to hear from you. And we want you to respond because we're not sure. Is it men or women who's crazy? What do you think, Mr. Yang Lang?
Well, I think being a Yang, that women are more crazier
I knew he was going to say that.
on the Yin, being a Yin, because they ways of responding to Yang. Yang is more forcible,
Oh, good word.
more forcible because we don't hesitate to let go because we are the foundation, the builders.
Mm.
That's the only way I can interpret that.
So what do you think, Miss Yin? There's 2 yin, 1 yang. So you're
We have
outnumbered
another
tonight.
Yang. We have another Yang on the
Oh,
phone.
we got a yang-a-lang on the
Should
phone.
we call the Yang-a-lang?
Yeah,
here?
but I want to hear, what do you think about yin and yang? And who's crazier?
Well, I think women can be more reasonable in a lot of ways, but definitely women, I think women are a little bit crazier. And it's because men drive us crazy.
Didn't I just say that?
But I think sometimes men can appear crazier. Like, maybe sometimes they can appear more out of control with their emotions. They don't like to feel emotions, where women, we're all about our feelings. So, I don't know. Sometimes it feels more like a tie, but you push a woman too far and you're going to hear about it. You know, where a man has been taught for centuries how to fight, and they have to kind of be careful how crazy they get, or there will be a fist fight. Somebody's going to die in the battlefield. So I think men have learned to have more control over, throwing the first punch. They're a little bit more kind of checking the other guy out, kind of a thing, to see if they have to defend themselves. Where women, we don't think like that. If we feel like going crazy, we just will. Like, we'll yell if someone takes our. You just take the parking spot of a mother at the Target. Watch that woman come unglued. She's gonna yell, scream. She's gonna run at me. They're gonna go nuts, right? Where a man probably wouldn't go that way. Someone takes the parking spot, they might be, flipping them off or something, but they're probably not going to yell at the top of their lungs in a parking lot for everybody to hear like a woman. So does that make sense? Mm-hmm. We're more vocally crazier, maybe. But I think men have just learned, they don't want to, nobody should have to die because, they're going to go to battle. So men are, I think they've just learned to handle their crazy a little bit better maybe than women. That's my opinion.
I
could
like
be wrong.
what you said.
I could be wrong. I've just seen too many mothers lose it at the store when somebody, tries to tell your kid how to behave. You're like, Mama Bear comes out. I have never seen my husband lose it if somebody had an opinion over our kids. I would lose it. He wouldn't.
So the men kind of hold back on emotions. Would you agree with that? Women, we just blurt it out. We're emotional creatures. What do you think about that?
Well, women, I think that Yin, which is a woman, they're not as violent as men's are. Men kind of do more action, which speaks louder than words. And he just want to get the job done to show who's stronger than who.
Oh, really?
They go to battle. Yeah.
So do you think, what's coming to my mind is, do you guys think, oh, and I forgot to introduce my guest.
Never
We
mind.
have Charlie
I'm-
Washington. He is phenomenal. Sammy Davis Jr., tribute artist. He also does phenomenal Nat King Cole. And he's done a lot of shows around town, well known. And then we have
Hollywood.
Michelle, right, from Hollywood. He worked with Bugs Bunny and the Bugs Bunny creator. So he's been with a lot of celebrities.
Yeah.
And so we have Michelle Finigan.
Finnegan Nixon.
Nixon. And she is a venture capitalist. She's also a public speaker. She helps people to monetize a public speaking career. And she's also part of Rainmakers. And her name, again, Michelle. Did I say it right?
Michelle Finigan Nixon. Actually,
Finnegan Nixon.
I work for a venture capitalist, but I was explaining earlier today that for years I've saw myself as an entrepreneur and businesswoman. And recently I decided to level up because as women we're allowed to do that. And I said, I love creating businesses for people. I love planning them out. I love figuring it out how it's going to monetize. So I have named my title, if you will, as venture capitalist because I like investing in people and I think it's really important that we level up. So
Yes.
I want to
absolutely.
grow up to be like my mentor, Bill Walsh at Power Team International, and I want to just create businesses and watch people monetize them and grow them, and that's why I love social media shows. I think it's
Yes.
a great business you have here, Maria, who's offset, and but I love this whole topic of men and women because that's always fun. Always fun.
Well,
And speaking,
I want to give my opinion. Now, ladies, don't get mad. Ladies, all you ladies. Okay, listen up. My thing here is that I think that both are crazy because when women go cuckoo, it's usually because of a man. We women, we're crazy sometimes because we're led by our emotions. And I am including myself because I had a meltdown at this place that I work at. And we're not even going to talk about that. Because, and usually women who are artists like myself, we're very creative. We have that temperamental entertainer mentality, temperamental artists. And it's true because we are driven by emotion. So the whole thing is that women go nuts over men. And then men sometimes can be schizophrenic because one minute they're, hey, baby, I got you. Next minute, hey, what did I tell you? So the whole thing is that we're both crazy. How can we neutralize and get together? How can we do my thing is Rodney King. How can we all get along? And that's the question I'm posing to you right now.
And I have inappropriate Steve who wants to give his way in. So I'm gonna. Can we call him?
Yeah, but you better be appropriate.
Okay.
Because I'm a woman and I
Okay.
might start screaming.
All right. Let's see. Okay. So, okay. Well, okay. Cover your ears. No, I'm just kidding. Okay. Here we go. We're gonna call him. And
So now we got another Yang.
we're getting another Yang.
2 guys against 2 girls.
I hope we can hear. Can you hear? The phone's ringing.
Good day, this is Stephen.
Is that Steve? Inappropriate Steve?
That would be me, guilty as charged.
Guilty as charged. Can you hear him?
Can you make it louder?
Yeah, we're checking sound. Okay, say hello again. Inappropriate Steve.
He's a comedian also.
1, 2, 3, tasting, 1, 2, 3.
Okay.
Tasting, 1, 2, 3.
Can you hear him?
Is it on speaker?
Yeah, he is.
Okay.
Okay. So the question is, go ahead.
The question is, drum roll, who's crazier, men or women?
Oh, well, looking back at what society's been doing, I mean, look at the movies. Taming of the Shrew. Notice it's not called Taming of the Dude. Look at those crazy movies. Fatal Attraction. Boiling a Live Rabbit. Give me a break. For you older people, the movie Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf. It wasn't Who's Afraid of Carl. I don't think this movie, play Misty for me. If it was a dude, it would have been play Stairway to Heaven for me. If a dude is crazy, we choke him out. If a girl is crazy, you just watch Crazy Town happen. Because you can't hit a woman, and they know it. So yes, unrestrained craziness, always the girl.
Oh, so you said that if it's a guy and he's crazy, you choke him out, but if it's a girl, you just let her go? Is that what you said?
You can't hit a woman, and they know that. So there's no restraint.
Okay, well, it's getting interesting. You can hit a woman, so of course she can keep going crazy. Interesting.
Absolutely.
So you're saying that men are crazy because of women? Is that what you're saying?
I'm sorry, what?
Are you saying that men are crazy because of women? Is that what you're saying?
Well, there is no third sex out there, so if the men are crazy, ergo, it must be the women, because there's no alien out there causing all these problems.
Oh my God! Where did you?
I thought it was I heard it was Eve's in the garden. They always talk Adam and Eve. They always blame Eve for everything. I don't know why, but they seem to do that.
But Adam followed Eve, so come on now.
Eve was fooled. The snake lied to her, and she believed it. She took a bite, and she didn't get smarter. She didn't know all the things that she was told she was going to know. Why did Adam bite the apple?
Because he was
Because
stupid.
she was the only girl on planet Earth. Eve was fooled. Adam was thinking with the little head. That's all the harder that question gets.
We're all puzzled over here. I don't know
what
if
to
we
say.
can. I don't know if we can hear you inappropriate, Steve. But
I don't know what to say.
we don't know what to say. But we definitely have to bring you here live so we can
Yes.
see inappropriate Steve, because this is a good yin and yang match here.
Yin. It's
Yin,
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 yang.
yin and
Yes.
yang.
Naked.
What?
No, we're not getting naked. No,
No, we're being
not getting-
appropriate now. Inappropriate. Please don't go too inappropriate. It is a family show. Inappropriate, Steve.
I like to wear a bathrobe until she dresses me.
So Steve, what is the solution? How can we? My thing is, it's called Rodney King. How can we all get along? What are your suggestions?
Well, if you just put all the Democrats on a ship and
No!
Oh, I'm gonna get
No,
some hate.
no,
I'm
no,
getting some hate calls now,
no.
producer.
Inappropriate, Steve.
I'm gonna get some hate calls.
so I just said the answer would work.
Okay.
What I'm interested.
That wasn't the question.
Oh my God.
You
Inappropriate.
asked how can we all get along?
Yeah, Rodney King. How do we all get along?
Women and men, not governments.
Yeah, we're not talking politics.
We're not talking
but
politics. We're talking women and men.
men and women.
Getting
exactly.
along.
Come on.
Oh, thank God. I thought it was going to be a hard question.
Is it break time?
I honestly God think this, the masculinity problem that they say where men are too masculine, they're beating people up, they're doing all these atrocious things. I think part of it is that no, I don't believe that. And people quote the Bible again, misquote it, saying, that the Bible says the man is the boss of the house. It doesn't say that anywhere. What it says is man is the servant leader. That's why Jesus washed everybody's feet with his hair. He was being a servant leader. So if you let men be men and be servant leaders, we won't have all that problem. Being masculine isn't a problem. Being a servant leader isn't a problem. Being a boss and being a dink, that's a problem.
Very nice.
So you're talking about the alpha male. It's too much to the opposite end. Is that what you're saying?
There's nothing wrong with being an alpha male. There's nothing wrong with being strong. You just can't be a bully. You can be strong and be a bully.
I
You're
like
a
that.
jerk. But if you can be strong and stick up for yourself, that's perfectly fine. The Bible said, let the man be the servant leader of the household. Then they turned around and said, the Bible says you have to be the boss. I don't know any woman that wants a boss. You certainly don't want to marry a boss. That's going to cause problems. Servant leader is exactly what it meant. Servant leader.
Well,
Interesting.
inappropriate. That sounded real appropriate.
It's interesting what he said. But remember, we're not here to hate on men. I want everybody to know that out there. We're not male haters. We just want to know, how can yin and yang, how can we get together in this world without killing each other? How can we get along, men and women? Because we are as different as night and day.
That is true. Thank God. I wouldn't want to marry somebody exactly like me. Oh my God, two people running around looking for their keys. No, I think there's two people.
Is it break time yet? That's producer. It's not
Oh,
break
she,
time.
they, you
okay.
know, I think the producer likes inappropriate Steve a little bit too much. Keep going, Stevie. You're
what
the
you're
new
saying-
Stevie
The
Wonder.
way I look at it
Okay.
Go ahead, Mr.
Good,
Yan.
Yang.
is do the wild thing together and call it a quit.
Okay, do the wild thing together and call it a quit.
Yeah,
All right.
Now, what do you mean
That's the
by
honest way.
quit? What do you mean call it quit? What do you mean?
even.
Oh, call it even. Do
Yeah.
the wild thing and then call it even.
Yeah. In other words, let's make love and call it even.
We get into a wild thing note. I got no problem with that.
That's the only time you really get along.
Oh yeah, when you're lovey-dovey. Yeah.
Okay.
Two birds of a feather stay together.
Yeah.
So you're saying, Mr. Steve, that men and women are supposed to complement each other? Like men are strong, physical, blah, blah, blah. Women, we're emotional, but we are strong in a different way. Is that what you're saying? That we can actually stabilize each other?
My dad was a very, very, very strong person. Emotionally, mentally, physically, spiritually, he was a strong person. And my mother married the only man strong enough for her to respect enough to follow his lead. Now, we
Oh.
all knew that Mom would have walked all over any other man. She was a very strong woman. She was also strong enough that when my dad made a bad call, she would say, okay, and do it his way, because she didn't want to die on that hill. And then later on, when my dad found out he made a bad mistake, whatever it was, he was a big enough man to come to my mom and say, I'm sorry, you were right. See, my mom was also strong enough to back down. I think a lot of times what we have is you have two people who are strong, and they just go to war with each other. In other words, one of them wasn't actually stronger and strong enough to back down and say, okay, we'll do it your way. Because down the road, you're going to find out whether you're right or wrong anyway. So when my mom did dig in her heels, no way in hell, sir, I'm telling you, you're not only just wrong, you're a poster child for wrong. When my dad saw that, he would step back a half a step and go, well, if she's fighting that hard for it, I might want to take a second look at my position. That's what I think of two strong people. I think my mom might have actually been a little bit stronger than my dad. She was also strong enough to say, okay, we'll do it your way, and not die on every single hill.
Oh, you know what? Very interesting. Can you back up? Can you?
Every single war she was invited to, she didn't participate in. She didn't pick up the musket at the first shot. She thought about it. And I think that might be what's wrong with some of society today.
Okay, hold
You
on a
just-
second, Steve.
Wait, I got a quick question for you. So you're saying she was strong, but she was smart enough,
Strong enough.
to let your dad have his way, and then later he came back to her and said, you know what, I messed up. So,
Because
what do
she
you
was
think
strong
about?
enough to recognize that when she says okay, that didn't mean she was weak, or she got beat up, or she lost, or she was subservient, or he walked all over her. She was strong enough to say, okay, we'll turn left. 2 months later, 2 weeks later, 2 days later, whatever, and then Dad goes, wow, you know what? We should have turned right.
Wow,
I
that's
apologize.
interesting.
I was wrong. That's
So-
when she picks her arguments. She doesn't die on every hill. Not all of them.
Oh, so she picked her battles, and then she was patient enough to wait for the chips to fall and to be strong enough, because it's hard to wait. Because it's like we women now, we're pushed because we're trying to be feminist. Well, I don't like that. You do it this way, blah, blah, blah. So you're saying that their marriage worked because your mom was strong enough to take the back seat for a minute and let things just fall into place. So what would have happened if she?
My mom is not I put her on a pedestal, of course. Now, is she perfect? No. And I will tell you that 3 weeks later, when it turned out that she was right and Dad was wrong, there's a high possibility she would drop a hint. Hey, Einstein, didn't you say go left? Oh, that was a bad idea. Who said that? I can't remember. Was it me? It was me, wasn't it? It was me, because I think it was me. She had no problem bringing it up in a humorous way, but she would make her point known. But yes, he in fact was wrong. And my dad, thank God, was the tallest man I ever met. Even at 5'10", he was a big enough man to say, I'm sorry, you were right. And that's what made two strong people work it out.
Oh.
Because strength was allowed, and more strength was allowed to say, I'll back down for now. And that's what made it work. Because they had a great marriage, 47 years. Woo! They're a perfect marriage.
Nice.
Wow.
They had a problem with their son, but we'll get into that next time.
I wish they could have been here for Yin and Yang show.
Yes. Oh.
That would be great, huh?
And as kids, we knew who to go to first. If I was in a little bit of trouble, just a little bit, I would literally go to Dad, because he thought little things were like no big deal. Mom would fly off the wall. What are you doing? What are you skipping school? Lighting fire alarms? Oh my God, what's wrong with you? If I was in serious trouble, you go to Dad, because he would all of a sudden flip into protection mode. All right, we got to get a lawyer. We got to do this. We got to do that. Meanwhile, Mom's just the yin and the yang. If you're only kind of a little bit of trouble, you didn't know who to go to, because it's kind of a call shot. Dad, serious trouble, you tell Dad. A little bit of trouble, you tell Mom. It was always the yin and the yang to figure that one out.
Wow.
Okay.
Interesting. So they had teamwork. That's what it sounds like.
They really did.
My mom and dad together 57 years. What'd you say?
If I went to Dad and said, Dad, can I do this? Mom said it's okay. If it's okay with you, he would say yes, and I run over to Mom and tell her the same thing. Mom, can I do this? Dad said it's okay if it's okay with you. After a while, I started comparing notes and noticed that I hadn't checked with anybody. Saying,
I love it. I love it. But the whole thing was they worked together. That's the whole thing. So my question is, again, to the audience, how or what should men and women do so that we can bridge the gap and we all can get along? Again, this Mr. Rodney King keeps coming to my mind. How can we all get along, men and women? We're taking a break right now. Think about that question and we'll be right back.
Suggestion. Women run the inside and the man run the outside.
I don't know about that.
No, it's really, that's the way it goes.
But we are taking a break. Hold that question. Remember, we want to hear from you. How can men and women bridge the gap? How can we all get along? And we're taking a break.
Famous firms in the so his job is very hectic, and he realized that it is necessary for him to go and finally take a vacation. But he went on a vacation without planning out the details, and wasn't able to truly enjoy where he went because he had to think about so many things that he didn't plan for. Instead of enjoying his time away from work, he came back with more stress that he was not able to take full advantage of his vacation. But this year, a coworker suggested him to try World Ventures this time to make his vacationing more enjoyable and less stressful. They do not require you to plan anything outside of your transportation, which is also available at discounted rates. Your stay, your transport, and many meals are planned by the club. John liked the idea very much. He tries World Ventures and his
live streaming on social media is the best new way to interact and bond with your community. Do you love to encourage, motivate, and empower others, but you do not know how? Well, your opportunity starts with us on social media shows. We have 20 shows a week live streamed across the globe, with a reach of over 80,000 and growing. So you can host your own show, and you can be anything you want to be. So let's bring the community together, and let's bring the world to you. Join us now.
We are back. The topic of our show tonight is who's crazier, men or women, yang or yin? We want to hear from you. Who is crazier? And we've already heard from Crazy Steve. Inappropriate Steve. He's a comedian and he works with ADHD children. So we want to hear from you. Think about it, because it's really an issue, because it seems like men and women, we're just constantly battling each other. So we want to enlighten and find out who's crazier and why and how can we bridge the gap. You have any suggestions, Mr. Yang?
Yes. I still stick with the old school remedies. Is a woman is a house builder, and a man is an outdoor builder.
Okay. Now we're going to have some women out there that don't agree with that because we have a lot of career women. I'm a career woman myself. So, what about if she wants to have a career outside the house? What do you think about that?
She can still have pursue her talent, but when it comes to the house, women controls the house. She runs the house, and the men runs the outdoors, just like indoor and outdoor.
Okay.
Because the man is the builder. He builds outside.
What do you think?
I think from a traditional standpoint, there was a song out with, and they said, he kept her warm, she kept him fed. So that's kind of the traditional value.
Yeah.
But I think the modern man, modern woman, I think some men actually enjoy, taking care of the house. Like if they have a fashion sense, or they might actually enjoy that maybe even more than maybe a modern woman. Maybe a modern woman might actually prefer going to a corporate job and bringing home, the money. And so the roles have switched a little bit. But, but regardless, somebody has, keep you fed. Somebody has to keep you warm. It's a beautiful thing if you can get that balance.
Nice. I like that.
So that was one of the
I like that.
traditional songs.
And we as women, we are more nurturing than men, because that's an innate not just desire, but that's an innate talent and skill that just comes out of women. We are nurturing, but we still can have an outside business. And then you have some men that are sensitive and nurturing. That doesn't mean they're gay. It just means that they have a softer feminine side, and those are the kind of men that actually are more balanced, I think. But then again, guys that are macho are balanced also. I'm not a male hater. I'm really not. I believe we all should get along. So
I think you also have to set up your home in a way that you want it to be, because people who are getting married that plan to have children, there's going to be a different way of handling the household, and together, especially if you've never been parents, hopefully you want to get some kind of training, but together, a man, a woman coming together to get a family, they're going to think about how that house should be set up, how the workflow should how that should be handled, how you raise your kids. But I also think where men and women make mistakes are sometimes they come together without the intention of having a family right away. And I remember when I got together with my husband, he was thinking still like a bachelor. He wanted kind of like the guy pad. He wanted it to look cool. Where I was still more girly. And I remember he said something like, I don't want any pink crap or chickens in the kitchen, kind of a thing. The wallpaper, chicken wallpaper, because that was really popular at one time. He wanted like the Hollywood cool, black leather furniture, and the big screen TV. He wanted to be able to not be embarrassed if he brought the guy friends over. And then, of course, women, we don't want to be embarrassed if we bring the girlfriends over. So it ends up being, let him have his man cave and let her have, what do they call the she shed, whatever.
She shed.
So you've got compromise. So
pink and purple
so
room.
the yin yang
Yes.
can work if you understand that, women, I think, can get very upset if they think the man is decorating their house where they're going to have their friends over and be embarrassed. That's very important for a woman not to be embarrassed about the house. And but the guys are like, I don't want a woman telling me what to do. What if I want to bring the guys over? So I think today's modern couple has to really figure that out. Give each other space.
Yes.
So that you get your she shed, he gets his man cave, And I don't know what you're going to do in the bedroom, but, you got to figure that out. So there's got to be some
So
compromise.
what you're saying is we need space in a house.
Yes.
So that a woman can go in her she room because there's pink and purple colors and flowers and all that cutesy stuff.
How
And
can take me away?
yes. And the guy is woosah. He has his black leather pool table.
He's got his little army men inside the tub. Where
Right. Your husband does that?
No.
Okay.
But I remember hearing stories about that with some men.
Give up.
Yeah, he said, I'm out.
See, it's
We're
typical.
sorry, our yang took a
Our yang
leak
took
or
a break.
whatever the heck men do when they say, okay, I'm out. Too many women here, I'm out. So. But you know what? I think it's really important that we give each other space because guys are opposite of women. Women are opposite of men. So we actually have to be able to fulfill that feeling of, okay, with a woman, I need to feel feminine. I need my little bubble bath. I need to smell nice.
raise
And
my
then
hand.
with the guys, it's got to be, macho, maybe have a brewski, have, pool table, have the guys over for whatever they do, whatever the heck I don't know. What
Well,
do guys do in the man cave?
I gotta share this with you. Okay, so I married a boxer, a prize fighter, late 70s. He was a trailblazer, Irish Mike Nixon, tough guy, by this.
Ugh.
Now, I'm a theater person. So you can just imagine the horror when I asked him to go see a musical with me.
Oh my God!
Like he's gonna sit there and watch Oklahoma.
Men hate musicals.
Oh my God! He's a macho guy. He's like, let's go see Reservoir Dogs. That's the movie he wants to see. With the cutting of the ear and talk to my, But I'm taking him to music. I remember feeling so wounded. Like, why would you go to a musical with me? And he'd be like, why would I? I don't want to see a bunch of guys dancing on the stage and singing, He wasn't hating, anybody who likes to do that, but that's just, he's a boxer, he's used to knocking people out and, being macho. And I'm like, kiss today, goodbye, chorus line, I'm watching Cisco Pitter Pat. And he'd
Well, wait a
look at me
minute.
funny.
Suppose you had told him that at least 10 guys got killed or blown the heads off. Would he have gone with you? If
That was the
10
musical,
people?
maybe.
Okay.
Maybe. If the musical was like, maybe he would have liked Miss Saigon. I don't know. Actually, I think he would have been bawling and crying if he saw Miss Saigon because he's kind of emotional. Don't tell him I told you that. But, he's not afraid to cry because when you're used to being the California knockout artist, nobody's gonna make fun of you for crying. So he could actually be sensitive and emotional.
Ladies, and then I want to say hi to some of the people. Ladies, that is the key to get a guy to go with you to see a rom-com, romantic comedy. Just tell him 10 guys get blown away. Someone gets their head chopped off and there's gunfire and a mad, a car chase. Then he'll go, right? Then will he still go to?
I want to tell you, we once saw that Julia Roberts movie with, I think, Susan Sarandon. It was like Stepmother or something. My husband's sitting down in the living room. We're watching that movie. And all of a sudden, he turns to me. He's like, Jesus Christ, man. I was like, what's going on?
He was crying?
Yes.
Shh, don't tell everybody. Oh, my God. He's
But
not watching, is he?
I don't know.
Uh-oh.
Anyways, I remember feeling so proud and so happy because, he doesn't want to see a chick flick. I'm sorry. Not that he's not capable of seeing chick flicks, but, he's a guy and he wants to see guy movies. So what happened to me, my shift was I went from being mad and angry that he wouldn't go do everything I wanted to do to saying, listen, I have lots of girlfriends. I have people that are into musicals and into, the girl flicks. I'm just going to go, see those movies, there was I forget the movie, but it was like ABBA, and I went to go see that.
Oh,
So
boy.
I took the girlfriends. I didn't go ask my husband to sit there and watch ABBA, the movie, with me. But
But
guys he
will-
doesn't expect me to go see boxing either,
But see, I got to tell you, if you do mention a romantic movie, guys will say, oh, I like The Notebook. All guys like The Notebook. So girls just tell him you're taking him to see The Notebook again. He doesn't have to know that there's nobody getting killed. At least a minimum of 10 guys have to be killed. So to get your man to go with you to the movie. So you don't have to tell him that. You could just lie and just
Yes.
say, it's a war movie.
It's got to be a war.
It's gotta be
and
a
it
war-
can't be
war
War of
movie.
the Roses. Although that was a movie that I think both people like. The War of the Roses. That was an old movie from. See, we're from the 1900s.
No,
so
we're not.
I am. I'm from the 1900s.
No, we're not. I'm forever 29.
Oh, you're 29. Okay.
Anyway, I want to say a shout out to, we have David Orloff. I just spoke to you about 2 hours ago. Hey, David. Cass Solomon. Come on, Cass. Good to see you. Good to see that you're tuning in. We have Tang Madrigal. I hope I'm saying your name right. Tang Madrigal. Hi there. How are you? I hope you're doing well. And we have Serene Silverman. Love you, Serene. I've known her for many years from my church. And we have Margaret Civarelli, and we have Jamie Springer, who actually the same people. Don't tell anybody. She doesn't want people to know. But anyway, we love you. Thank you for tuning in with us. And we do want to hear from you after the show. If you have any suggestions, how can we all get along? Rodney King, how can men and women, yin and yang, even though we're opposites, there's some way that we can come together to support each other. There's some way, and if you have any ideas, we want to know.
Chocolate is always a good first step for many women, or wine.
Yes,
That's
yeah.
always a good.
And flowers.
And flowers.
And jewelry.
And what do we bring the guys?
Ourselves.
Ourselves, yeah. Just show up.
Come on.
Have a family so we can get along with.
Oh, now Yang is talking now.
Yeah, I'm saying have a family so we can get along with.
Okay, so he's talking about
That's
the
a third party.
Okay.
Okay.
Bring the kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bring the kids to
Is that what
the.
you said? Bring
No.
a family?
Did you say
Did
bring
you
the
say
family?
bring the family?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
The plan is life until the party.
So we're gonna switch off a little, and I want my guest Michelle Finigan
Nixon.
No, she's not related to Nixon. We want
That's
to hear
Uncle
what you.
Richard.
Oh, Uncle Richard. Okay. So we want to hear, what do you do and how do you contribute to the community, and how can you help build people that want to have their own business?
Well, I've been blessed to work for a man named Bill Walsh in Power Team International. And Bill just got ranked number 20 as a global guru, as a business expert. And Power Team helps entrepreneurs, business owners start, launch, and grow an even better business. So we're all about helping communities with growing the economy by helping the entrepreneur really learn how to monetize their business. And we have a Rainmaker program that we say that success is by design. Everything is by design. So if you're looking to start, launch, grow an even better business, then you really want to have 2 coaches, 2 masterminds, and 1 mentor that has already achieved the success you're looking for. And I went to school to become a business consultant, business, manager, and I became an entrepreneur, and I decided that I needed mentorship, and I decided that I wanted to be a venture capitalist. I wanted to help turn around other people's businesses, and I wanted to be a better public speaker. And so I saw this man, Bill Walsh, speak one day at his Vision to Wealth, and I said, I wonder what it would be like to work for that guy or be around that guy. And 5 years later, I was. And now we have the International Success Center.
And you actually started out as a volunteer.
I did. And my whole life has been about giving value first, and in everything. Just I was always the one that was happy to, if I loved something, if I thought that this was really cool, if I enjoyed writing, I would write sales copy for free for people, or I would, get on the phone to help coach people that needed to be coached, and I wouldn't charge any money in the beginning. And then what would often happen is these different gurus would say, hey, why don't you work for me? And how much do you want? And then I'd actually end up with a really good job because I always gave value first. And that was another thing that was really cool when I ran into Bill Walsh and Power Team, was I recognized that he was saying sort of the same thing. Give value first. and watch what happens to your life.
Now I have a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
What is the difference between Tony Robbins and Bill Walsh?
Well, Tony Robbins, I kind of see him more like personal development, mindset, breaking through, certain limiting beliefs, being able to snap out of it if you're kind of stuck in a thought.
In a funky place. Huh?
Well, words have power, and what he does is he helps people see the limiting beliefs. Like, sometimes we blow things out of proportion and we tell ourselves a story that's not real. Mm-hmm. And what Tony Robbins did so brilliantly is he helped us see that the movie in our mind. He helped us become aware that there is a movie in our mind, and we might be seeing something that's not real or not true, and we need to look at that. And he also introduced concepts like meta programs and sameness people and difference people, and he really did a great job of helping people understand neuro-linguistic programming and the power of words, the power of thought. And so, we've been so programmed and conditioned to believe certain things based on who we surround ourselves with, our family, our friends, our teachers, and so sometimes we get into habits and patterns that aren't going to bring us success. Mm-hmm. In fact, they can bring us misery, or we can be poisoning our mind. So that's what Tony Robbins does really well, is helping people get clear on what they want and break through those limiting beliefs. So and he does other things too. Obviously, he has his own business consulting things and whatnot. I don't work for Tony Robbins, but definitely I'm a big fan of Tony Robbins. He is one of the first seminars in series. It was called Unlimited Power. I memorized his audio program. I think I listened to it every day for about 3 months until I memorized it, because it was really good material. And I encourage everyone to get Unlimited Power. That was a good one. Now, where Bill's different is Bill is the guy that turned businesses around. I kind of equate him to like a Richard Gere in that movie Pretty Woman, where you go and you look at a company and you find out, is this company going to make it with a few tweaks, or do we need to start selling off the assets and say, it's over, it ain't going to work. So he's businesses around for years. And so after years and years and years of practice, right, because it is a practice when you're in business sometimes, he came out with the success formula, and it helped him develop the Rainmaker program. And then he, again, a person who always is showing lots of value, ended up having partners join him. And so we actually have the WIN Global Mastermind coming to Vegas. I think it's November 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. I believe Mark Victor Hansen of Chicken Soup of the Soul fame. By the way, the Bible sold #1 in the world. And I think Chicken Soup for the Soul is #2 as best-selling author. Yeah. So Bill puts these masterminds together to help business owners. He has the Rainmaker program for people who need a really good success plan for their business, so they can come up with like a checklist of what they need to work on. He also has one of the most incredible speaker, how to become a better public speaker from the stage, a sought after speaker at that, so that
so he does actually overlap into what Les Brown has been doing also over the years.
Well, Les Brown, those are some of his friends. Bill is probably the most connected guy you'll ever meet in the business world. He's extraordinary, and Les Brown's and Brian Tracy's and Mark Victor Hansen, those guys love him, and they come to his Rainmaker events. They come to his masterminds, and they respect him. He's a legend in the ability to communicate to large amounts of people, thousands in fact. And so people pay him to help them with their public speaking as well. But he truly is a business mentor. So if you're wanting to start a business or have a business, he's the guy. He's the guy. And the Rainmaker program is phenomenal, and I love it. I love working around Bill. He just opened up the International Success Center here in Las Vegas. Is where I'm running it. You've been there. Yes. She's been there. And So we're looking for small business advisors. If you have an interest in teaching, or you're an expert and you want to apply to be a small business advisor, I highly recommend you come and see us at the International Success Center Power Team. We're on Tropicana near Maryland here in Las Vegas, but there's also going to be, I think, 100 centers around the United States. That's the big plan. So definitely want to text SBA to 26786, and you can talk to Michael Silvers, who handles the Small Business Advisory Program. If you want Bill's book, The Obvious, you can text Obvious to 26786. And I'm actually going to print out that book for my office, and if anybody is interested in having a book club, we can do that with me. So anyways,
Great.
I'm just
Oh,
rambling right
wonderful.
now. I just love Power Team and Bill Walsh. I love what they were able to accomplish in a relatively short amount of time, but they've been around a while now, so you definitely want to check them out. Power Team International, Bill Walsh, for sure.
Yes. Woo! Loving it, loving it. So I hope that this show has ignited something in your mind, because men and women, we don't need to be at odds with each other.
Nope.
Black, white, Republican, Democrat, we're not going into politics, but this world revolves around unity. It is all about Rodney King. Can we just get along? So that's a question I want you to think about. How can yin yang, men and women, what can we do to bridge the gap? Because if we're not bridging the gap, we're part of the problem. So either we're part of the problem or the solution. So that's the question I want to leave you with tonight. And thank you so much.
But before you, I just have to hear this from you.
Okay.
What would Ike think?
What would... Come on now. Come on. Tina ain't talking tonight.
Is Ike part of this conversation?
Come on now.
She is
But
a
we love
talented. Dana is a talented singer and impressionist.
Oh.
Love it.
For those of you that know, I do a little Tina Turner tribute show. And I really enjoy it because it's all about putting a smile on people's faces. There's so much negativity. Why focus on the negativity when we can focus on laughing? Because laughter actually...
I like laughing. That's a good
laughing,
word.
laughing. And I tell my group this. Laughter also... Did I say laughing?
I
again?
love
said it?
laughing. I think that's
Laughing is a good
I
word.
think that's
It's
a good
actually
word
good-
for a T-shirt.
Because it changes the blood chemistry. It also increases serotonin levels in the brain. So laughter is very therapeutic. And we're going to talk about that on our next show. So thank you so much, Charlie. Charlie Washington, I've known him for 15 years. Awesome. Awesome. Sammy Davis Jr. tribute artist. Nat King Cole. All the great famous
An
people.
inventor.
An inventor. And you
Yeah.
want to share that before we sign off?
Yeah, I worked in aircraft with my dad, and I was a safety man in my department, and I've worked on a safety device as a builder, and for NASA. It was a very good year, and my creation was to inflate a aluminum balloon that would work in a plane to help void a crash landing in a plane that could
Deploy or
yes, right.
So in other words, if the plane was going to crash, the balloons would inflate, aluminum balloons?
Yeah,
Is that what you're saying?
aluminum balloon could work in a plane to help avoid a heavy impact landing that would more or less help control and glide instead of a crash.
Wow. That's
Wow,
a multi-million dollar
that could be a whole
invention.
conversation right there. That's
Yes.
amazing.
Yeah.
And-
It's a 30-year inventor that I worked on, and
Wow.
being an artist, I well, Bugs Bunny, the guy that helped Warner Brothers, you know. Well, he was a very truly friend that I took care of.
Wow.
Him and
that's
wife
amazing.
and his wife.
So you met a lot of celebrities
Yeah,
too.
right. Yeah. But I was, I would a little help along the way, advice and experience venture, So those ideas with a little help, we all need that, advice and everything to see whether or not could this be a successful thing to help save lives.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
You need to be a multimillionaire
Well,
because that invention would actually save a lot of lives.
well, I have heard from the government they have interest.
Well, they're just now
But,
launching
they're
flying
not-
cars.
not
They need your
ready
invention.
ready to execute.
Are you serious?
Yeah, they just did.
They're
Wow.
not ready to execute this, this flight plan that I've been working on yet.
That's
As of
awesome.
yet, you know what I'm saying?
That's
So
awesome.
with all of this going on in the world, I guess some time is a time factor on everything.
Absolutely. So with this, we're going to sign off, and we just want to say thank you so much. We love you, and remember, how can we all get along? Can we all get along? Rodney King. We love you,
Yeah, we really do.
and God bless you.
Bless everyone.